Ever since this king started ruling the village, the entire community wanted him and his family dead. Please, please, and please. I just need a few minutes of your time to watch the full story. You will not regret it. Long ago, in the village of Nil, Herefordshire, there was a king named King Aldric of Nil. He ruled for 20 years, but the entire community wanted him and his family dead. In the village, kings were not chosen by vote. The throne was passed from father to son, meaning that when a king died, his son would take over. Because of this, they wanted not only the king dead, but his entire family wiped out. For 20 years, the king had not been good to his people. Whatever he pointed at and said he wanted had to be given to him, whether it was land, wives, or property. He judged people unfairly. If two people had a dispute and came to him, the one who gave him money or promised him something would win the case, regardless of who was right or wrong. His rule was cruel, and the villagers were tired of him. But no one dared to act because anyone who spoke against him was killed. They lived in fear, unable to do anything about it. But then something very interesting happened, and I want you to watch until the end to see it. Every day, innocent people cried, but no one could save them. The king had only one wife and one son, but he still took any woman he wanted. Nobody liked them, not even the prince, because they believed he would be just like his father. They had no choice but to respect him because he was the king's son. Many years later, the prince grew up, and the king decided it was time for him to marry. This is where things got interesting. The king announced that all the young girls in the village must gather at the palace so he could choose a wife for his son. The girls were not happy, but they had no choice. But among them was one particular girl who should not have been there. I will tell you the reason later, just stay with me. Her father had died long ago, leaving only her and her mother. Her mother warned her not to go, but she insisted. "The king has ordered all the girls to be present," she said. Her mother tried to stop her, but she refused to listen. When all the girls, dressed beautifully, arrived at the palace, the king was pleased. He stood from his throne and pointed to 5 beautiful girls. "These 5 will be my son's wives," he declared. The parents gasped in shock, but they could not speak against him. Just as the king was about to announce his final decision, the prince stood up and asked, "Father, may I choose my wife myself?" The king smiled. "Of course, today is your day. If you want more than 5, take as many as you like." The prince thanked his father and addressed the girls. "All of you are beautiful, and I love you all. But I only want to marry one. Which one of you would like to be my wife?" All the girls raised their hands. The king laughed.